my hair look good?
Oh,
I got it
right there,
highlighted
right there.
yesterday.
It looks amazing.
Look all right?
Amazing.
Okay. All right, good.
Good.
Oh, yeah, you look good.
Oh,
Sorry.
sorry.
Hey, Chief Lange, Kersey Police Department.
Officer Wagner, I'm the SRO for the high school and the school district, middle school and elementary.
We want to welcome you to our film, Platte Valley School District family. We're here today to discuss some of the changes that you've recently seen regarding our traffic enforcement and construction and some of the issues that we're dealing with the streets and the sidewalks. And kind of wanted you to walk through it so you have a better understanding verbally from us in this video, more so than just getting a memo to read over. So let's jump right into this and go over some of the expectations during this next year and a half while we're building your new school.
All right, thank you. So right now we're at Clark and 9th. Clark Street here, the westbound lanes are all going to be one way. As you can see, we have a wonderful sign here that says one way only. This is going to be one way through the entire construction process. Weekends, holidays, all that stuff, all through summer, this is all going to be one way, and it's going to be westbound on Clark Street. Then from there, we have, go ahead, Chief.
To make it easier, so you have in conjunction with the sign, we have some nice painted arrows, directional arrows on Clark Street. These point directly towards the mountains. Obviously you can't see them at nighttime, but during the daytime, if you're going towards the mountains, you're going the right way. They're in every lane. So on the right side, we do have the lane for parking or for stopping on the curb line to drop your kiddos off. That's totally great. The center lane is for through traffic only. This lane is designated to cars that will not be dropping off or stopping. They are just driving down and continuing past the schools to 5th, where they will stop at the posted stop sign and then proceed from there. On the south curb line here on Clark, we also have the directional arrow. You are welcome to park and stop here to drop your kids off. Now, I will note as we get closer here in a minute, down near those crosswalks, that if you're going to stop to drop your kiddo off here on the south curb line, your child, please, 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 needs to walk down the sidewalk and find a crossing guard in the crossing area to safely cross the road to go to their schools. We shouldn't be dropping them off and expecting your kiddo to run through the drive-through area and across the street without using a crosswalk, and that is obviously for safety.
When you're driving, you'll see areas, especially here on the north side of the road, where there's going to be cones. Anywhere where these are cones, where you looks like initially you could drive through, if it's coned off, you cannot drive through. Don't try to go around them, over them, under them, whatever. Don't go that way.
All right, everyone, we're at 7th Street and Clark. You see the stop sign, then you see a do not turn right. Obviously, this is Clark out here. We talked earlier about this being westbound traffic only. This is a one-way road now until the construction is done. Across the street, you will see a one-way sign that will help you if you come down 7th to Clark in which way to turn. As Officer Wagner had noted earlier with the cones, if you have cones across an entryway into a parking area, those are not there as speed bumps or meant to be ran over. Those are to keep you out of that area and for safety reasons, okay? Walking over here to the west, we'll see a sign that talks about pedestrians and yielding to pedestrians and crosswalks. In the mornings and the afternoons, we'll have crossing guards out here that will help your kiddos get across Clark Street in this well-defined crosswalk area if you so choose to drop them off on the south side curb line. Again, if you're going to do that, have your kids walk down the sidewalk to the crosswalk in the crosswalk area to have them cross over into the parking lot to go to their designated schools. And this is where the school buses enter off of Clark. What the school buses do is they come down the throughway, which is the middle lane, and they will be turning to go down this throughway between the two schools. This place is designated only for foot traffic and for school buses. Nobody should be driving your personal vehicles down there. I don't know what those two cars are down there. We should get those towed. I don't know who's down there.
Chief, that's your car and my car.
Oh.
I think we're okay.
Well, never mind.
Okay.
All right, moving on. So no personal vehicles down there except for, well, law enforcement, I guess, emergency vehicles, and then school buses, of course. So make sure you're paying attention to these signs between the elementary school and the middle school, please.
So as you can see, we're here at 6th and Clark. Again, we have a no right turn sign that's right here. Again, this is only one way to the west. We have a one-way sign across the street, as you can tell, where the chief is walking to. That's one way. But as you look over to the softball fields, this softball fields in the parking lot is open to parents to park for drop-offs and pickups. If you guys need to bring in cookies and ice cream for your kiddo's birthday, something like that, please park in that spot. Use the crosswalk, make sure it's clear of traffic, and then proceed inside the building. Again, curb line and the parking lot is open to parents for all those events.
All right, everyone, we're down near the baseball fields that Officer Wagner was just talking about. What we have here is another crosswalk. We have one up there we were just talking about earlier, and then this one. These are the designated areas where your kids need to cross the road, and I can't stress that enough, if you're going to drop them off on the south curb line for their safety and protection, please. Obviously, the cones are set up again for the entrance to that parking lot. Please don't use them as speed bumps. They're very expensive. Comes out of the police budget. You know how that goes, right? And Officer Wagner then has to write that check. So please do not run them over. Don't access this parking lot because it is coned off. And we're going to go down to 5th and Clark and continue the video.
We're here now at 5th and Clark Street. As you can see, we have the 3 lanes. The middle lane, like we said before, is westbound traffic. So if you're in the middle lane here, or center lane, come up to the stop sign, stop completely. When it's safe to do so, proceed through the intersection westbound, like the chief said, towards the mountains. The left-hand lane, as you can see, we have dash marks. Right before the dash marks, you can merge over to the left-hand lane if you need to turn south on 5th Street. Pull up to the stop sign. When it's clear, you can turn south on 5th Street. And then just the opposite if you need to turn right on the northbound lanes. Before the dashes, merge safely over to the northbound lanes, stop at the stop sign. When clear, proceed up northbound on 5th Street.
All right, everyone, we're still here at 5th Street and Clark. Now, if you look just to your right over here, you'll see several signs that say do not enter. That means don't enter. Please, please, please pay attention to these signs. And when you're driving, even if you have a goat in your lap and you decide to drive down Clark the wrong way, we will probably contact you to educate you on which way to drive down Clark, and the expectation during the construction phase over the next year and a half, as we've noted before. So thank you for your cooperation with Clark as we've discussed that. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to reach out to your new SRO, Officer Wagner, or myself, Chief Lange with the Kersey Police Department. We appreciate your phone calls, emails, anything that you would like to ask us. We're here to help you and educate you accordingly. All right, everyone, behind me is Hill Street. Now, Hill Street, you'll see behind me, is the west entrance to the campus area. The east entrance is closed off, so we're not worried about that anymore, because if you look to your right over here, you'll see all the fencing that is going to be the new school. All this safety gear that's on this signage, there's a reason for that. Please do not climb on this fence. Do not mess with anything over here. This is off limits to everybody. Just please remember that. But for the purposes of dropping your kiddo off at the Early Learning Center here, you're going to come in from Hill Street. You'll see the directional arrows that are painted on the roadway here. You'll pull in over where that white SUV is, and when you pull out, you go back to Hill, and you will turn left or right from that right lane. If you notice these arrows coming from where the school buses will be going through, and again, as a reminder, no personal vehicles. This is foot traffic and school buses only. The school buses will be exiting through here, so please pay special attention to those school buses coming through here, and then allow them the courtesy to be able to get out of this area so that we can decrease our congestion in the mornings and the afternoons. Again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to reach out to myself or Officer Wagner. We're here to answer those. We hope that you guys learned something from this video. Any follow-up, again, though, that we can give to you, we're more than willing to assist. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have a good day.